four-letter word that almost everyone has an emotional reaction to. You love it, obsess about it, scorn it. The word is money. Today we're going to diagnose the psychology of money. Psychologists say that any conversation about money isn't really about money. It's about power, prestige, arrogance, even sexuality. Dr. Salman Akhtar is an internationally acclaimed author, poet and psychoanalyst. He's currently professor of psychiatry at the Jefferson Medical College, USA, and has researched pretty much every area of both human happiness as well as human dysfunction. And money, especially, is an area loaded with potential difficulties. So what are the kind of difficulties you found people having around the area of money? For instance, there seems to be this mad curiosity to know how much somebody is making or how much they're earning, but an inability to talk about it.
It's a remarkable thing. And the stories about Nizam of Hyderabad and Maharaja Patiala and Maharaja Sindhia and all these stories circulate. And how much money Amitabh Bachchan has, how much money Maharaja Patiala had, what about Bill Gates, what about...
There's a whole peeping Tom syndrome vis-a-vis other people's money.
It gives us an enormous amount of titillation to hear about the rich. Because when we want to hear about the rich, and it stirs up in us a sense of lost omnipotence. When we see extreme wealth, suddenly that lost omnipotence gets activated and we feel maybe we can do everything. Having extreme and phenomenal wealth does affect one's mind. For example, how much money do you think you can handle? I would think, can you handle $21 million?
No.
Cash.
I don't even know how many zeros there are in that.
No, really. Think about it. 10 crore, 20 crore, 100 crore,
I think there's a comfort zone beyond which one can't think.
Upar or niche, at both limits, there will come a time that your mind will change. You will no longer be the same.
Change in what way?
Change in many ways. You could develop a sense of omnipotence. You could feel that you are entitled to anything. Second, that if you have enormous wealth, you start treating yourself as an exception. Meaning, everybody drives on the road at 50 miles per hour. You say, listen, I can drive any which way. Then you begin to feel that ordinary laws of society do not apply to you. People are waiting in a line, you cut through the line because you are extremely wealthy. You become used to this kind of thing. So it can cause arrogance and entitlement, but it doesn't always have to.
Also feel intuitively that at a certain level, after you've tasted all of this, perhaps it could even lead to a certain humility and a certain desire to perhaps give it back.
There are two examples. Let's take two examples. Take the example of Donald Trump on one side and Warren Buffett on the other side. Warren Buffett is at least 10 times richer than Donald Trump. Donald Trump keeps making more buildings, and everything that he makes is called Trump this, his name, And any man who colors his hair is already suspect anyway. You see, we forgive women for these kind of things, but beware of men who dye their hair.
Okay.
So with Donald Trump, trying to hide his baldness and, dyeing his hair pink and all, a troubled person. That's one. Is still greedy, is still financially ambitious. On the other hand, Warren Buffett, who is 10 times as rich as Donald Trump,